everybody. Welcome to another Sessions with Paola. Today, as you join me in a cafecito, we are going to talk about some questions that have been sent my way. So this question actually comes from Miami, Florida. And it says, I heard of vagina whisperer Dr. Amir Marashi. He specializes in vagina rejuvenation. What is your take on that and how it's being promoted to women? So guys, when I was looking for information, I went into the deep hole of a whole bunch of information. I found some really interesting studies done in Canada by Dr. Lori Brodo, along with other doctors. And, it was actually really interesting because some of the lasers that are used that are similar to the ones being used in skin rejuvenation are actually used to treat symptoms of menopause. And so it works on the general premises that the heat and the light can be used to stimulate the growth of collagen as the skin heals. It is the same effects of estrogen by stimulating the thickness of the tissue of the vagina and making it healthier. However, it is unclear how long this treatment will last. So if you're experiencing symptoms of menopause, some common ones are usually lack of natural lubrication, thinning of the vagina walls. This may be a good option in discussing with your doctor. There's also first line of treatments like vagina moisturizers, lubricants during sex and before sex, and also topical estrogen that comes in tablet form or creams. Now, let's keep on going. So one of the things that they made really clear in this article, though, guys, is that this laser should not be confused with a separate practice to tighten the vagina or change the appearance of the outer labia. This laser is not about aesthetics. And they said it's never been researched that way, but it's been marketed that way. That's when a light bulb went off. Good old marketing, you guys. Good old marketing. Remember that marketing can really, send a different message. And so I looked a little bit into Dr. Amir Marashi, and really interesting. So he was actually born in Iran. His father was a physician, and it was during the Iran and Iraq war. So they basically lived in the hospital. And at 5 years old, this doctor, as a child, his dad taught him how to take the pulse. So when they would come with a whole bunch of casualties, he could tell who's still alive and who has already been dead at 5 years old. So medicine has been a part of his existence. And he talked about completing medical school at a really young age. And when I started looking into some of the things that he did, he does a lot of reparative procedures to repair, just in case you guys didn't understand that. So women that have had children, that have lack of sensation, that have had some medical trauma, that have caused physical damage, pelvic pain, you name it. So he actually does a lot of different procedures, but, it's been marketed a little bit different, or at least that's how we're hearing it. Because in our culture, guys, we are obsessed with a quick fix, right? And that can be a little bit dangerous. Also, when somebody comes in and says, doctor, I am really having a hard time feeling arousal or desire, right? And usually the way that people say it is, I have no libido and I have no sex drive. And that's usually, and there's so many explanations to that. And if you guys have heard my other episodes, I talk about this all the time. So when we think that this is a one-stop shop and this person is gonna fix all of this, that can be a little bit dangerous. Also, this idea that tighter is better and younger is better, that also concerns me, right? Because one of the things that we know is comparisons, right? And when I was growing up, comparisons, you would compare yourself to like the friend in school or maybe the cousin. But now we have social media where there's filters, where we're constantly comparing ourselves to others, and also mainstream porn, right? Where we see perfect vulvas. And so we have a whole world of marketing telling us, if you do this, you'll feel better. If you do this, you'll look better. If you do this, you'll do more. If you do this, you'll have this fabulous sex life forever. And sometimes that is just not true. And so, and if we think a little bit about a tighter vagina, right? Is this something that you want for yourself, or is this something that you think that would make somebody else happier? Because penetration feels great, but we all know that the clitoris is our penis, right? And the other thing, I'm not super keen, guys, on quick fixes or trying to change your appearance. I am more an advocate of acceptance and loving yourself as you are. And with that said, right, as I talked earlier, reasons, due to menopause, and you want another alternative type of treatment, of course, look into this. If it's a preference and you've really looked into it and you're like, okay, I know this is gonna make me feel good. I'm not doing it for somebody else, but I'm really doing it for myself, because I work with a lot of clients that are self-conscious about their vulva, right? And they wanna change it. And I think we work on a lot of acceptance. And if you have the money, right, then I think Dr. Amir seems to be doing really amazing work. The marketing aspect, I think, people can get a little bit confused. But, he does a lot of great procedures that have nothing to do with aesthetics. And just to remind you guys have seen this little book before if you've seen me, called Petals. And again, just a reminder that there is many different types of beautiful vulvas, and you should and must love yours. And if you don't, work on that acceptance piece or alternative ways of loving it. Thank you so much. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, please do. Sessions with Paola. Muchas gracias y bienvenidos.